Hi, welcome to Tauros All Access. I'm Lauren Hill, and I'm joined here today with Ken Oda, and we'll be doing a weekend preview of the Minot Minotauros traveling to North Iowa to play the Bulls.
Yeah, should be an interesting weekend. This is not the same Bulls team we saw last year that only won 11 games. They're already over a third of the way there. 4-4-0 are the Bulls already on the season. So, last year the Tauros swept the season series 8-0, outscored the Bulls 34-5 over 8 games.
It's an awesome stat.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the same ease of competition as we saw last year. I mean, I mentioned 5 goals in the entire 8-game series for North Iowa last year. Jack O'Hannison had 7 goals against North Iowa alone. So you look at just how dominating the performance was last year for the Tauros against North Iowa. To have one player outscore the entire team in the season series, I would think it's not going to be the same this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think just by looking at what North Iowa has done already this year, last weekend they played Aberdeen, and they ended up splitting the weekend and beating Aberdeen one of those games. And so obviously, yeah, they're not the same team that they were last year. Hopefully we compete the same that we did last year, though, against them.
Yeah, they went into Aberdeen and split, which Tauros fans know is not the easiest place to pick up wins. They split the weekend before that against St. Cloud as well. And the interesting thing about that St. Cloud weekend, it was a home-and-home weekend that the road team won both nights. So, maybe the one thing North Iowa looking for, they're still looking for their first home win on the season. They played a home game before the showcase against Austin. Austin won that one. So, maybe they're a little bit more successful away from the rink at home, but we'll see if the Mason City Arena isn't a little bit friendlier place for them this weekend. Of course, the Tauros hoping it's not.
Yeah, obviously, we are hoping that we come in and we sweep and we get the lovely ride home with 2 wins. But yeah, I mean, adding on to that, John Small last year had 2 goals, 3 assists against North Iowa. He's been awesome this year, keeping up with the fire that he has under his belt.
Yeah, a point in every game except for the loss to Springfield. So Tauros have played 7 games so far. He's got points in 6 of them. So Smallsy off to a really good start.
He is, yeah. And then Lucas Svedin, he's had 1 start with a 16-save shutout on March 9th against North Iowa. Again, hoping for all we can hope for is the same thing that we had last year against them.
Yeah, I mean, Swedes, a good start against North Iowa last year, but also, he didn't play quite enough games last year backing up Brady James to qualify for league leaders, but I think he was 1 game short. If he had been eligible for the league leaders, he would have been top 5 in everything. He had a .930 save percentage last year and a 1.72 goals against average. This year, he's been even better so far to start, a .938 save percentage and a 1.613 goals against average. So Swedes, not just picking up where he left off, but actually doing even better than he did last year, which was a top 5 goalie in this league. We've already looked at kind of what North Iowa has done so far to start the season. A name that would be familiar to Toro fans, Jack Severson. He leads North Iowa in scoring. He had a goal and an assist last season against the Tauros. He leads all of their returners as far as points in the head-to-head series. He's got 2 goals, 7 assists so far this year.
9 points.
Yeah.
That's also a comparison that both of our teams have 2 players that are tied at 9 points. Which could be interesting to see how that increases over this weekend.
Yeah, the other...
Who comes out on top with that?
Yeah, the other Bull that has 9 points this year, 4 goals, 5 assists for Cole Wierun. He played for the Notre Dame Hounds in the SJ last year up in Canada. 44 points in 44 games, so we know he can put the puck in the back of the net. So that'll be a key, I think, for the Tauros looking to shut down Severson and Wierun. And
then also to give you the stat, if you're not... informed on that, our 2 players that have 9 points are Jack O'Hannison and Jesse Uhala, just to give that stat in there.
Another couple of line mates, and you talk about Jack O'Hannison, I mentioned it at the top, 7 goals last year against North Iowa. That line with Joel Lettinen had 5 goals and Nicholas Kettinen had 2 goals against North Iowa, so that line alone had 14 goals. Uhala skates with O'Hannison, so perhaps you can have another a little bit of a repeat there where
Yeah.
that Ohannes line gets going. And Ohani, we talked about the success Smalls has had. Ohani, similarly, he started out, he had a goal and 2 assists in that game against TDP, was held off the board the rest of the showcase, but in the 4 games since divisional play started for the Tauros, Ohannes, who was known for putting the puck in the back of the net last year, has been more of an assist guy, 6 assists in 4 games since the Tauros have started division play.
There's also, did you say this? No. Yes, you did. Going into the stats, though, we have goals per game. We are averaging 3 goals per game, and they are averaging 2.75. So I like that we have a little 0.25 above them.
Yeah.
As well as the goals against, we're averaging about 1.8, and they're averaging about 2.75. So
yeah, the Bulls have given up the same amount of goals as they've scored. So you know, no surprise there. They're a 4-4 team. You look at the Tauros numbers, scoring more than a goal, more than they're allowing. So you would expect a maybe a slightly better record than the Tauros have had so far to start the year, 4-3-0. But hopefully this weekend they can take advantage of that. The crazy number to me, at least, is when you get to the special teams battle. The Tauros power play 4th in the division, 17.24%. North Iowa, they are dead last in the division. They are 1 for 33 on the power play. That's 0.03%, which is not only dead last in the division, but dead last in the league. So that Tauros penalty kill, which is first ranked in the division, should
show some things.
Yeah, should have a strong weekend. And if it comes down to a special teams battle, which a lot of hockey games do, I like the Tauros' chances, especially. You know, the last little thing I've got for fans here this weekend is the penalty minutes.
Yeah.
The Tauros already have the best penalty kill. Part of that, it's not used a lot. The Tauros are averaging just 6 minutes and 29 seconds per game on the penalty kill. The rest of the division, no one is below 10 minutes of PK time, or at least penalty minutes. I guess not necessarily PK time, but penalty minutes. North Iowa's at an even 14 minutes, so more than double what the Tauros have put up. Aberdeen, 22 minutes. Austin, 18. Bismarck and the Mallards, 17. So a lot of penalties in this division, except for against the Tauros. Tauros playing
for us.
Yeah, playing
so
with good with good discipline. And another name that should be familiar for Tauros fans, Jackson Schouten. He was twice suspended last season for actions he took in games against the Tauros. He picked up 32 minutes last Saturday in Aberdeen, 30 of them on 1 stoppage where he was whistled for 2 separate fighting majors, plus a game misconduct. I'm assuming, I haven't actually seen the report yet, but I'm assuming he'll be suspended for at least Friday. Last year, Schouten, 55 penalty minutes. He was only eligible for 5 of the 8 games against the Tauros. So 11 penalty minutes a game. He was averaging by himself.
That's crazy.
Without him in the lineup, that North Iowa Bulls 14 penalty minutes per game might come down a little bit.
Might decrease a little tad.
Yeah, if the Tauros can get that power play out against North Iowa, I like their chances this weekend.
All right, yeah. So, I don't really have any more to say.
So that'll do it for...
That'll do it, but before we finish, I would just like to say there is a QR code. I always miss where it is. It's over by Ken down here. It includes all of our social media. If you are not following along, please follow along because we will update you on literally anything from our roster to who's playing to schedule to merchandise to literally anything you can think of.
We'll
in-game content
post highlights from the games this weekend, live updates, and all that fun throughout the evening. And of course, we'll have more to get you ready for Friday and Saturday's games. Lauren and I will join Edward on the pregame show at, I didn't even look at the game time for tomorrow. I think 7:05. So
7:05, yeah.
Probably about 6:45 for the Farmers Union pregame show tomorrow night.
And I also want to mention that we are doing a trunk or treat event here at Mesa Arena on October 26th at 5 p.m. in the Mesa Arena parking lot. I just want to hound this on y'all. Please come. Please show up in costume. We will be here. We are so excited to see y'all in your costumes and just have a very festive time before game time. So
yeah, last year over 1,000 kids in costume. First 500 kids in costume get a free ticket to a Toro game.
There you go. So you might as well come and then hop right into the game right after. All right, well, that will do it for us today on Tauros All Access for this weekend preview, and we will see you next week.